All right, y'all. So at some point in your business, you're going to need to extend your contracts that you have with a motivated seller. So what I'm going to do today is share with you an agreement that you can use in order to get a contract extension. And we're going to go through this entire agreement together. It's a one-page agreement, and it's definitely going to benefit you in your real estate investing business. Coming up. Hey everybody, it's Jamel Gibbs with the REI Education Academy, helping you close deals consistently in your real estate investing business. So what we're going to do today is talk about contract extensions and what type of addendum you need to add to your contract in order to get an extension on a contract that you have with a motivated seller. 9 times out of 10, you're going to be using this agreement in a market transition, or if you overpaid on a property and you need more time to sell the property. Or maybe your buyer, maybe you have a buyer for a property already and your buyer needs more time to be able to close the deal. You're going to be able to utilize this addendum to your original purchase and sale agreement in order to be able to extend your contract. Now I want you to keep in mind, I'm not an attorney. I'm not trying to give you any legal advice. So like always, anytime I cover some type of contract or something like that on a video, I want you to talk to your attorney to verify the information. Make sure you consult with a professional in order to be able to get the right advice. I'm just a guy out here showing you exactly what I do in my real estate investing business. So that's my protection. That's full disclosure. That's a protection for you as well. Also, shout out to Rick Ginn and Zach Ginn for this t-shirt that they gave me. Real Estate Investor Facts. Wanted to wear this t-shirt in this video. Definitely check out their channel as well. It's called Flip with Rick. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump onto my computer, and I'm going to go ahead and walk you through this one-page addendum that you can incorporate in order to get an extension on any type of purchase and sale agreement that you might have at this time. Let's go ahead and jump on. All right, so what we're going to do is talk about the closing date extension addendum. Now, this is a tool that you're going to use in order to get your contracts extended, especially when you see that you can't sell a property on time. So if you're approaching your closing date, and let's just say you're within a week of your closing date, you may want to get a contract extension on your agreement so that you can, number one, be protected on your agreement and you won't lose the deal. And number two, have an extension, have extended time to be able to get that deal closed. So let's just say, for example, you don't have a buyer or your buyer needs a little more time. This is the perfect agreement that you can use in order to get an extension on the agreement. And I'm just going to go through this one-page agreement with you on this video. Now, a couple of ideal things that you want to keep in mind when it comes to this particular document is, lately we've been facing some changes in the real estate market, right? So we're going from a seller's market to a buyer's market. Over the last couple of years, we've been experiencing that seller's market, hot real estate market, and obviously, a contract extension in a market like that sometimes was irrelevant because we were receiving multiple offers on one property. But when you start shifting over into a buyer's market and you're making a transition in a market, this document is definitely going to come in handy. And that's primarily because, number one, you contract the property at one price, and overnight you can literally go into a buyer's market and all of a sudden your multiple offers on your one property isn't happening anymore, or your buyers are offering less on properties because of the market shift. And that's exactly what we're experiencing right now as funding tightens up in the marketplace, as interest rates rise, as the real estate market slow down and realtors can't necessarily sell houses as quickly as they were in a seller's market. In a buyer's market, you're going to need to use a contract extension. So be sure to utilize this agreement, and I'm going to provide a copy of it for you in the description box. Be sure to take advantage of it. So let's go ahead and get through this agreement. It says, on whatever date of whatever year, this closing date extension addendum, and in parentheses it has quote unquote addendum, is entered hereto between you as the buyer and your seller that you're doing business with, that amends the purchase agreement signed on whatever date that you signed the original purchase and sale agreement with your motivated seller. Okay, so this is pretty simple, cut and dry, right there. So all you're doing is adding your name here, where it says buyer, and then your seller's name here, and then you're simply going to have the original purchase date of the contract that you signed with the motivated seller on the final line here. All right, it says all of the terms, conditions, and provisions in the purchase agreement shall remain in full force and effect and are hereby incorporated by the reference herein and are unchanged except as expressly amended hereby. It goes on to say, the closing date agreed to under the purchase agreement shall be hereby extended to, I would give yourself at least another 15, maybe 21 days, based off of the type of deal that you negotiated. Now, again, as I've mentioned, you don't want to be afraid. If you feel like, let's just say you have a buyer and your buyer needs a little more time, then you want to extend this agreement accordingly. But let's just say you don't have a buyer. It's becoming a buyer's market at this point, and you originally negotiated a price that was a little too high for a market like this. What can you do? Don't be afraid to renegotiate your contract with the seller and then get a contract extension signed as well to be able to extend your agreement. Because maybe you have a property that's under contract and you're expected to close that contract on a specific date, but you've been isolated from the entire world. Guess what? You have to get that contract extended. This is how you do it. Utilize this document in order to get an extension on your contract. But you need to be able to extend the agreements that you have so you don't go ahead and lose the deals. So just getting back to the document, you want to make sure that you put the closing date and get an extension. Try to get at least 2 to 3 weeks or more if you need more time. But that's something that you would negotiate with the motivated seller. It goes on to say, this amendment is void and of no effect if it is not signed by the seller and returned to the buyer within 24 hours from the time it was sent to the seller or the seller's representative. Then all you got to do is sign here. You have the seller or sellers sign below and print as well. Add the date, and there you go. You have a contract extension. Really simple agreement, 1-page agreement that anybody can incorporate into their business. This is perfect if you're wholesaling right now, or if you locked up deals that you can't sell on time due to whatever the circumstances may be. And it's also a really good document for creative investing as well if you can't get a deal closed for whatever situation you're actually going through. I use this a lot in my wholesaling business when I see that I can't attract a buyer on a particular deal and I need more time to close the deal. And again, in a seller's market, this may be irrelevant, but in a buyer's market, this becomes really handy. And as we transition into a buyer's market, then you want to make sure that you have this agreement in the back burner and get really familiar with this agreement as well. Now, we're not sure how long this whole situation will last, but at the end of the day, you want to make sure that you're protecting your deals during the current circumstances. Okay, so be sure to utilize this document. And if I change anything up in the future, I will definitely keep you abreast of it. All right, so there you have it. There's the contract extension addendum that you're going to use for any purchase and sale agreement. Make sure you use this agreement. Make sure you incorporate it, especially right now as we transition into a different kind of market. A lot of people are losing deals. And if that's the case for you, then you want to get an extension so you won't lose the deal, and you can have more time to be able to either wholesale or creatively close your real estate transaction. So definitely use this agreement, incorporate it into your business, and also share this video with others so that other real estate investors can benefit from this agreement as well. Be sure to like this video, subscribe to this channel, click the notification bell, leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about this video. Also let me know what struggles you're facing in your real estate investing business, and I'll be happy to create more content for you wrapped around your current struggles that you're going through right now. So again, like this video, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Peace.